For decades, it was science fiction, a perfect shield to protect a nation, a weapon that stops another weapon by hitting it at 20,000 miles per hour. The order came from President, "We will build a great, beautiful, state-of-the-art missile defense shield, and it will be built in America."
But how do you build it? How do you build a shield the size of a continent?
With $175 billion, the goal, a multi-layered shield against the deadliest weapons on Earth.
The design is a two-part system. The eyes on the ground and the shield in the sky, both built at once.
Part 1. The ground-based defense, expanding our eyes and our interceptors in the frozen north. Part 2. The shield in the sky, a 1,000-satellite Starshield constellation, built and launched by SpaceX.
Two colossal projects, one on the ground, one in space. A brutal timeline with zero margin for error.
The work begins here, at Fort Greely, Alaska, one of the most unforgiving construction sites on Earth. The first challenge, understanding the ground itself, a frozen, shifting foundation of permafrost. The groundbreaking isn't a shovel, it's a drill, boring deep to reach the stable bedrock below. But while the ground team battles the ice, another army works under the Texas sun. This is the heart of the shield in the sky, a factory built to mass-produce satellites.
To build 1,000 satellites, you can't use old methods. SpaceX is applying automotive production principles to the final frontier.
Two teams, two worlds, one single monumental goal, to build the Golden Dome. In Alaska, they prepare the ground for the interceptors, 60 new silos for the guardians of the shield. And in California, they build the rockets that will carry the shield to the heavens. The ground war begins here, at Fort Greely, Alaska, the frozen front line of the Golden Dome. To build on permafrost, you must first defeat it, drilling 30 meters down to solid bedrock.
The foundations use thermal piles. They actively chill the ground, ensuring the heat from the radar station doesn't melt the permafrost it stands on.
A skeleton of steel descending into the earth, the backbone of the new radar tower. Pouring concrete in the Arctic is a race against time, a special heated mix poured before it freezes solid. And from the ice, a new eye begins to grow, a massive concrete pedestal for a new generation of radar. The effort is global. In Greenland, another team builds another eye, expanding the shield's view. The heart of the radar, a 50-ton panel containing thousands of transmit-receive modules. A perfect fit. The eye is placed into the skull. The ground station is almost complete. But not all eyes are on land. A new kind of beast is created, a mobile sea-based radar platform. And its eye, a massive X-band radar, protected by a 30-meter-wide inflatable dome.
The sea-based radar gives the shield flexibility. It can be moved anywhere to watch for threats from any direction.
But the eyes are useless without the fist, and here, in another part of Alaska, the fist is being forged. Drilling the silos, each one a 30-meter-deep, 5-meter-wide shaft for a single ground-based interceptor. Each hole is then lined with a reinforced steel and concrete sleeve, protecting the missile inside. A field of 60 new silos, turning a patch of frozen tundra into a fortress.
The silo is just a hole. The real engineering is the launch mechanism, designed to eject a 20-ton rocket in seconds.
The complex machinery is installed, a powerful, violent heart for each concrete and steel home. And finally, the door, a 100-ton gate, designed to be blown open by explosives before launch. An eye this powerful needs a massive amount of energy, enough to power a small city. And deep beneath the ice, a brain, the control center where soldiers will command this billion-dollar eye. First light, the radar is activated, its systems flooding the network with diagnostic data. The eye turns, focusing its gaze on the Arctic sky. It is now awake and watching. Meanwhile, the mobile eye is deployed, a floating radar station heading for its patrol zone in the Pacific.
The platform is semi-submersible. In rough seas, it lowers itself for stability, keeping this massive radar perfectly steady.
With the silos complete, the interceptors arrive, the sharp end of the spear. Each interceptor, a 20-ton, 3-stage rocket, designed to climb out of the atmosphere in minutes. A delicate process, lowering a multi-million-dollar rocket into its 30-meter deep concrete home. The connection is made. The interceptor is now fully integrated with the Silo's launch system. It is armed. And the Guardian is put to sleep, waiting for a command it hopes will never come. The fist is clenched. 60 Guardians, sleeping beneath the ice, ready to strike on command. The final step on the ground, system integration. The eyes are now connected to the fist. The construction on the ground is complete. The eyes are open. The fist is ready. The ground network is online, but it's only half the story. Now, we have to build the shield in the sky. Beneath the silos, a hardened command center, the brain that will control the intercept. A vital link, connecting the ground stations to the satellite shield that is about to be born.
The entire system has a redundant backup. If one system fails, the other takes over instantly. There is no room for downtime.
And its own heartbeat, a dedicated power plant, ensuring the shield can function even if all other power is lost. From Greenland, another eye keeps its silent watch, providing critical early warning data from a different angle.
Having two primary sights is key. What one radar can't see, the other can, eliminating any potential blind spots.
And at sea, the mobile eye patrols, a silent, lonely guardian, riding out the storm in the vast expanse of the ocean. The new silos are built larger, ready for the next generation of faster, more capable interceptors. Every component is relentlessly tested. A full-scale launch, proving the rocket can reach its target zone in space. And the kill vehicle is put to the test, tracking its target at a combined closing speed of over 25,000 miles per hour. A direct hit, a successful test, proving the hit-to-kill technology is reliable and lethal.
With the ground system in place, the focus shifts. Now, we must build the second and most complex layer of the shield.
The mission, to build a web of protection in the heavens. A task given to one company, SpaceX. The tool, the Falcon 9, the most reliable and advanced orbital rocket in the world. The ground stations can see the threat, but the shield itself must be forged in orbit.
While Alaska built the eyes, the heart of the shield was forged here, under the Texas sun at the SpaceX Starbase. The mission, build 1,000 advanced satellites, a feat of manufacturing never before attempted in the history of spaceflight.
To build a shield in the sky, you can't build satellites one at a time. You need an assembly line.
It begins in the clean room where the satellite's eyes are born. Infrared sensors, sensitive enough to detect a missile launch from orbit. The skeleton of the satellite, the bus, is assembled by robots, a process designed for speed and perfect, repeatable precision. Each satellite, a maze of kilometers of wiring, a complex nervous system connecting the brain to the sensors.
The secret is standardization, using modular, mass-produced components, just like an automotive assembly line. It's a revolution.
The wings of the satellite, massive solar arrays designed to power the shield's eyes for over a decade in the harsh environment of space. Each wing, folded with origami-like precision, ready to be unfurled once it reaches orbit. And its own engine, a hyper-efficient Krypton ion thruster, allowing each satellite to maneuver and hold its precise position.
This mobility is key. The constellation can actively heal itself, ensuring there are no holes in the shield.
A river of satellites, moving from bare frame to finished product, a new one rolling off the line every single day. Each satellite is then put through hell, shaken violently to prove it can survive the brutal journey to space. Then baked and frozen in a vacuum, simulating the extreme temperature swings of orbit. The result? A new generation of satellite, powerful, resilient, and ready for the shield. They are not loaded one by one. They are stacked like plates, ready to be deployed in orbit.
The flat, compact design is a key innovation. It allows dozens of satellites to be packed into a single rocket.
The satellites are sealed within the payload fairing, their last moments on Earth before their journey to the heavens. The payload is delivered. The first nodes of the shield are now ready to join the sky. And on the ground, the factory never stops, building the hundreds of satellites that will follow. But the satellites are only half of the equation. The other half, the fist, is built here. The exo-atmospheric kill vehicle. not an explosive warhead, but a kinetic weapon, a spacefaring bullet. Its eye, a sophisticated sensor capable of distinguishing a real warhead from decoys in the cold of space. Its brain, a radiation-hardened computer plotting an intercept course in milliseconds. And its muscles, small, powerful thrusters making precise last-second adjustments.
The concept is hit to kill. The kinetic energy of the collision, at 10 kilometers per second, vaporizes the target.
Unlike the satellites, each kill vehicle is a hand-built machine, assembled with the precision of a Swiss watch. The fist meets the arm. The kill vehicle is mated with its booster rocket, creating a complete interceptor. The Guardian is born, a 20-ton rocket topped with a 60-kilogram kinetic weapon. Each interceptor is then carefully flown thousands of miles back to the frozen front line in Alaska.
The logistics are staggering, building components in different states, then bringing them all together in one of the most remote places on Earth.
The interceptor arrives at its new home, ready to be placed on alert. A delicate process, lowering the armed Guardian into its 30-meter deep concrete home. The first of the new silos is armed and active. The ground shield is now stronger. But on the ground, the factory never stops, because the true strength of the shield is in numbers. With the satellites built, the mission shifts here, to Cape Canaveral, Florida, the historic gateway to the heavens. A new rocket for a new mission, a reusable Falcon 9 carrying the first nodes of the Golden Dome. Before launch, the network is tested, ensuring every satellite can talk to its neighbors, creating the mesh. This is the backbone of the shield, a network of light passing data around the globe at the speed of light. That data is fed back to the ground, giving the interceptors the precise targeting they need.
This is the ultimate challenge. Not just building the pieces, but making them talk to each other in a seamless dance.
With manufacturing complete and software validated, the final hurdle is the launch itself. The rocket is fueled, a controlled bomb, ready to unleash its power. Waiting for the precise moment in time, a launch window calculated to place the satellites in the perfect orbital plane. The final command is given. The ignition sequence starts. Main engine start. The power of a small nation unleashed. And liftoff. The first nodes of the Golden Dome have left the Earth. A new shield, forged in fire and steel, begins its ascent to the heavens.
The battle for space is no longer won by craftsmen. It's won by factories. This is the next generation of manufacturing.
The manufacturing is complete. Now, the deployment begins. The rocket climbs, pushing through the atmosphere, accelerating to 17,500 miles per hour. The first stage has done its job. Its fuel is spent. Stage separation confirmed. The second stage now continues its journey to orbit. But its journey isn't over. The first stage begins its burn, preparing to return to Earth. Fairing separation confirmed. The satellites are now exposed to the void.
This is the key to affordability. Reusability. This booster will fly again in a matter of weeks.
A perfect landing. A 15-story rocket landing on a drone ship in the ocean. Second engine cutoff. The payload has reached its initial parking orbit. The dispenser comes to life, preparing to release the satellites. And deployment begins, a string of pearls cast across the heavens. Launch after launch, the shield is woven, a net of satellites slowly encircling the globe. Once in orbit, each satellite wakes up, unfurling its solar wings to draw power from the sun. Finding the sun, the satellite is now alive and self-sufficient. And then they talk, establishing the first links in the laser communication network. Then begins the long journey. Each satellite uses its own ion thruster to slowly raise its orbit to its final operational altitude. A process that takes over 6 months, a slow, hyper-efficient climb to their final post. And then it is complete. 1,000 eyes in the sky, connected by a web of light. The shield is online. Launches from California create the polar orbits, covering the North and South poles, while launches from Florida create the inclined orbits, covering the populated middle latitudes. A two-coast launch campaign, working in concert to weave the net. And with its job done, the second stage deorbits, leaving no debris in space.
The system is designed to be sustainable. At the end of its life, each satellite will use its thruster to deorbit itself.
Each satellite, a silent guardian, circling the globe every 90 minutes. A seamless handoff. The network provides continuous, uninterrupted tracking of any object, anywhere on Earth. And the shield in the sky speaks to the eyes on the ground, creating a single unified picture of the battle space. The key to deployment is launch cadence, a relentless pace of launches week after week, month after month. 1,000 satellites, a network so vast and resilient, it changes the very nature of defense. And with every launch, the booster returns, ready to fly again. The key to an affordable shield. A fleet of reusable rockets, the workhorses of the satellite deployment campaign. And then, after 2 years of relentless launches, the final mission. The last nodes take their place. The web is complete.
The future is coming right here, and it was just a conceptual idea. Subscribe to NextGen Manufacturing.